As a family business of 75 years, we certainly didn't get here alone. We grew with the industry and the vessels themselves. This hasn't been without challenge. 14 administrations, the luxury tax, 9/11, and the credit collapse. We stuck together, and with true partners like trade associations and the world's largest boat show in our backyard, the marine industry is a huge success story. And this is our chance to tell it the Ward's way. Welcome, everybody, to Season 5 of the Ward's Way podcast, and we're here live at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. And I'm here with the best group of friends that I can imagine. I have Liz Schmidt, who is the Executive Director of the Captain Sandy's Charities. I have Lori Wheeler, who's Vice President of the Marine Industries Association of South Florida, owners of the show. And I have with me Captain Sandy Yawn, and she's founder of the Captain Sandy's Charities, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So how is the Fort Lauderdale show going, Lori? Has it been with a good success? And
everything's going great. We had a little bit of weather on opening day.
But I learned from the chamber that it's liquid sunshine.
It's liquid sunshine.
Liquid
exactly.
sunshine.
But everything, everybody's in great spirits and everything looks great and good vibe.
Okay, and how's it going for you, Sandy and Liz?
It's incredible because you come to the show, you see all these vendors, all this new technology. I love it because I'm like, oh my gosh, when was that invented?
And actually, I am so happy that you walked into my booth and you saw the switchboard and said, man, like I want that in my garage. And I was like, well, we could definitely make that happen.
Yeah.
But no,
it's really
cool.
I agree. I love the power curve. I like watching that. I want to know when
you need to know that for sure.
Yes.
Always. Yeah. That's the most important part of the yacht.
Absolutely. Power is essential, especially in prize equipment. You need that steady power. You don't need this fluctuation of power. If you turn something on, you need it to stay steady.
That's right. You're right. And thank you. Thank you for that.
Ward's Marine.
I know. Yay. And I found out that Sandy has actually been shopping at Ward's Marine for many years. And so that warms my heart. And I asked her, she said she had a problem with a couple people, but we took no, it was all wonderful.
She said that it was you
experiences.
walking up to your booth.
Yes.
She said how she said she's been using Wards for as long as she can remember.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
I was very young.
I appreciate that. We all are still very young. We're still very young.
Yes.
So Liz, how is it keeping up with Sandy and all the charities and the event and things that you have going on?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We had an event on Thursday night and had a really great turnout. A lot of folks came to learn about the charity and the work that we're doing. We're really just spreading the word, and the show has been great to meet with everybody and reconnect with people.
I agree.
This is one of the most fun weeks of the year, being in this industry and living in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm having a blast.
Well, I have to say, you had me, what is the saying that you had me at hello? But when I went to the website on the charities, actually I went to it when you showed me the license tag. I was at a marine industry event. And I knew you were doing a lot, but I wasn't really sure, how do you get involved? And so the license plate, which we have, okay, so we're just going to jump into that.
Yeah.
Boating capital of the world.
Boating capital of the world, and I'm going to let you elaborate on that. But the mission of the Captain Sandy's Charity is, please state it.
Thank you. To provide education in every public school across the globe is the ultimate goal. Starting and beginning in Florida because Florida funded this program.
Mm-hmm.
It is, because I was that kid, I wasn't college bound, I was kicked out of 11th grade. The marine industry said,
cool.
We'll take you.
We'll get to that later.
Yes, and actually, if I would have had a curriculum in school to teach me about this industry, I think I probably would have gone a little farther in school. It would have kept me engaged. I wasn't the type of kid that I needed hands-on. I needed to be
I agree.
Physical.
There's all different kinds of learning.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what our goal is to get into every school in front of every child to teach them that there are these career, pathways, right?
Absolutely.
Not everybody's college bound. Not a lot of parents can't afford college. This is an industry. It's lucrative.
It
if
is.
you work hard, you're committed, you do the work, you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams because we really do cool things.
You really do. And so part of your mission statement is to inspire new marine industry leaders.
Yeah.
And it was, man, do we need that? And so I think you're definitely an inspiration for
Yeah,
that. And
thanks.
and I'm happy. So talk to me about the curriculum in the schools. What does it
Absolutely.
have? What does
Yeah.
it show?
We have, very proud to say, we have a fully accredited Florida Department of Education curriculum that is available at no cost to teachers. They can put it right inside their classroom. It's all career exploration in the maritime industry, and we work to ensure that we are showing a vast scope of jobs in the industry. So whether you want to work on a vessel, work shoreside, work commercial, work in yachting, there's so many opportunities, so many different types of jobs.
I agree.
And so the curriculum is exploring what all those jobs are and helping kids find their talents and how they can use their talent and their skill they have and grow a great career.
And opening their eyes to so many opportunities. I mean, did you even know what got you into boating? I mean, come on, that's
Well, I
the
fell
$1 million
into it. I
question.
answered an ad in the paper
Did you really?
to wash boats.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
No, that is awesome.
You know, what was it? Jobs wanted or help wanted?
It was help wanted
Help
section.
wanted
Oh my
section
God.
in the
Okay.
newspaper.
And was it down here?
It was in Broward County.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I started washing a 67 Hatteras called Soldier of Fortune,
Okay.
and that was my first boat. Actually, my first job in the industry was with Steve Mangini.
Okay.
Remember him?
I do.
Planned maintenance,
I do.
washing boats, and then my first crew job was on Soldier of Fortune.
Okay.
Robert
Okay.
Levine was the owner, and yeah, that was my career path. And I'm like, this is cool. I'm actually getting physical exercise.
Yep.
I'm in the sun. I'm on the water. And
There
I'm
are
getting
worse
paid for
places
it.
to be, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then it just kept going and growing from there. So
Absolutely.
now you threw up a license tag.
I did.
We definitely are just going to bounce around. So let's talk about that. We are the boating capital of the world. So what does this license tag do?
So with this, in Fort Lauderdale, we're the yachting capital of the world,
Yeah.
but is the state, we have over 1 million registered vessels. So of course we're the boating capital of the world.
Yes.
Now this plate represents education in the maritime industry. So all proceeds fund maritime education and training.
That's amazing.
Just to grow. Obviously, we need to continue to grow the work, the pipeline, the path, and this will help do that.
Okay, so I encourage every company, everyone that's out there and listening, all they have to do is register. There's a small fee to buy the tag, and then we have to get to 3,000 registries.
$33,
Yeah.
and
It's
we're giving
$33.
We're giving 1,000 plates away, so the first 1,000 people get it for free.
That's awesome. And how
Obviously,
do they
we're
get
funding
it?
that.
How do they get it for free?
They go to boatingplate.com.
Okay.
For free, I think the boatingplate.com is going to bring you to the official website to purchase it.
Okay.
And then, am I wrong with that?
Yes,
Yeah,
so we need to
yes.
know that information.
All right. Well, see,
Go to
podcasts
boatingplate.com.
or
Just pay the $33.
Just pay the
And for
$33 bucks.
people that are here at
Yeah.
the boat show,
So-
come see
Absolutely.
us. You get the plate for free. The
Yeah.
first 1,000 people, because how many people come through the boat show in this time?
100,000.
Okay, I think we can find 1,000 people here.
Wait, we only need 1,500 more.
Yeah.
Right? We've already gotten
100%.
1,500, so we
Yeah,
only
yeah.
need 1,500 more people
Yep.
to sign
And
up.
I don't
for
know
this.
how. I mean, look at this atmosphere. Look at where we are. Everybody
Just a
should
couple
have that.
companies. If you have a company, you
Yeah.
can go ahead and put it on your fleet. That's
fleet?
what we did at Wards Marine.
Wars Marine did that.
Any company that's here, if you have them, we want to see it and do it to show your state pride.
Yes,
Right,
I mean, we
absolutely.
are the boating
We
capital of the
are.
world.
You are. If you're a part of
Yes.
it, if you have a boat, if
And
you
it's a cool
if you have a
plate.
company.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
kinda
If you have a
is
passion
cool.
for boating in
Lori
any way,
designed
shape,
the-
or form.
Design the center console.
And it matches everybody's
Beautiful.
car. I
Yeah.
mean, there's not a car
Yeah.
color on there it won't look good on. So,
That's right.
so we've got that
We've
covered.
tested it.
And
Yep,
that
we
funding
have.
will go to more curriculum.
Absolutely.
correct.
Yep. That goes to build our curriculum and to
And
continue our
and
curriculum.
grants, scholarships, right?
Yeah.
could do-
Okay,
with
so
that
let's talk
funds-
about scholarships. You guys give away scholarships too?
Not yet.
We're
If
getting
we
there.
get this plate,
So-
we'll be giving
Okay,
away
we
scholarships.
can't. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
all the proceeds will go to the charity, to Captain Sandy's Charities,
Yep.
and then that's the goal.
So continuation of funding is what the plate does to our charity. So it ensures
Excellent.
that we have a revenue generation source so our charity can continue to live on, and
Yeah.
that will allow us to continue to grow and offer scholarships and opportunities to students that can't afford.
And where do you want to give the scholarships to? Tell me.
The people who can't afford to go to school, the people who can't afford to
No,
go
but
for
where
the
do you
training.
want them to go to school for that training?
Oh,
Let's talk about that.
Like my alma mater was MPT, Maritime
Okay.
Professional Training.
Good. Which is
Yeah.
also in Fort Lauderdale, down the street.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like the
It
hub,
is.
isn't
It is. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. So it would be
And
a
you train
scholarship to
people,
that.
right?
We
So
absolutely
we
do.
send them to electrician school.
Well, you know who the new millionaires are going to be?
The electricians.
Electricians, for sure. I don't know that that's happening at Wards Marine by any stretch, but I love the enthusiasm, and we need electricians.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need all trades.
But part of
All
the
trades.
industry in growing professionally and making sure that we're also keyed in on that is the fact that you have to continue your education.
Yes, I
And
agree.
you have
It's
to
not
continue
one and
to
done.
upgrade, and we know that young adults can sometimes get themselves started, but you kind of maybe hit a plateau and you need to get
You're
to that
right.
next level. And we want to be able to help provide that opportunity because we've all been young and poor and can't pay for that next level certification, and to be able to help young adults in that so that they can become the next leaders. You know, I think all of us have had opportunities, whether it was from mentors or scholarships or sponsorships from some type, and it pushed us to the next level in our careers. And to be able to do that for the charity and to be able to work with students individually is what that's about.
Good.
We need to close that skill gap because, as we know, in all trades, you know, it's an aging workforce. So that's why we need to keep building and building.
And the Marine Industries has an apprentice program. I didn't mean to jump into that, but
So
maybe there's some.
there's synergies all the way
is.
around. Of course, I mean, we have Salty Jobs, which is the video series, which is, you know, that was just to introduce kids just to the industry, what jobs are available. And that's a YouTube series. But then we have the Yacht Service Technician Apprenticeship Program, and that is through conjunction with the Florida Department of Education and Atlantic Technical College. And we are starting our 7th cohort for that. And that's, you know, all hands on. So you have welding, you have carpentry, you have electric, and that's just to grow your skills.
Yeah, and it's really cool because it highlights like the skills that you will acquire to work in this industry, which is really cool. And then we started with the charity. We have Beyond the Docks, which is beyond the docks, which is really cool, which is kind of like Salty Jobs. But, you know, I love the collaboration of all of this because it's like you said, the gate is open. There's no gatekeeper. And that's what this industry is about. I love the inclusiveness because
Agreed.
it's not exclusive. This is a very inclusive industry if you work hard.
Yes.
It's not for people that come and say, I just want to party, want to hang out, be next to you.
right.
It's for people who put the time in, do the work, and gain that respect.
And I think that goes through all levels of companies. I know that as a family business, we're the same way. If you're only wearing one hat and you've only been there a couple years, like, you've got a long way to go. I mean, most of our management team has worked in all different levels, and I feel that goes the same way on a boat.
Yes.
So you work at
absolutely.
all different levels.
Yes.
Now, I am going to throw one out there, and I didn't say it to anybody, but one of the things that I see is, and one of the challenges that I know that you've even mentioned, that when you work on yachts or any boat, commercial or not, and you're away a lot, it's hard to find that balance back. And I do see a lot of amazing talent that is out there on the yachting, and then it's time to become land-based. And, well, what do I do? And I would love to see a gap in that because let me tell you, I think some of the hardest working people are crew. I think that as far as discipline and work, you don't have the luxury of not doing your job right. People's lives are at stake. And so I would love that as an employee. And I think that there's a way, you know, I don't only hire electricians or engineers, you know, there's
close
all
the gap.
sorts. How do we close that gap to go from sea to land and really help that talent?
I think it's through these podcasts.
Yeah.
I think it's through you just saying that.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
You hire other people but electricians, like, you know.
Marketing
Also,
people, and, you know,
awareness.
Yeah, and they're great at marketing.
Sales.
because on boats. Like,
Yes.
they have to market, right?
All
They
the
have
time.
Logistics, they are excellent at it. Like, they're arranging airplanes, helicopters,
Oh my
cars
goodness, you're
to and
right.
from the boat. They're great
Schedules.
events planners. Like, also in yacht sales, like, you have all that experience. You know the knowledge of the vessel, yacht charter, all those avenues. They're out there, and they.
So I think we need another branch.
Yes.
I'm going to throw
No,
it on.
and no, this conversation is great because this is a conversation that's been had around a little bit about this transfer from when you're ready to come shoreside,
Right.
how, where, and who's going to help you. And right now, that is a gap that we're seeing in the industry, across the industry, is there's no support to show somebody that how to get into that other opportunity.
Yeah, because you're
And-
aging out, right?
Yeah.
So you're aging out
So-
of like the
Yeah, but
grind.
you're aging out at what age? Like,
Well, it
Yeah,
depends
right.
on the person,
40?
right? But you know,
yeah, and that's young. Fine.
Yeah.
I would love to hire 30 and 40-year-old. You know, not a problem.
Right. But showing them all those skills that Sandy listed,
Yes.
right? Like you have that as a crew member, and it's showing how that's transferable.
Yeah.
And then that institutional knowledge you have from working on board crosses over working in the
I mean,
industry.
I say a chief
shoreside.
stew is like a COO.
I said all the time. Absolutely.
COO. I
Absolutely.
mean, chief operations as far as logistics and everything and managing that floating corporation. and all of the things that go into that, I think would be phenomenal. I just don't know where all of the
I don't
the
either.
crew
I think
go.
You get the extra level of professionalism. I'm going to
I
tell
mean-
you, as far as confidentiality,
True.
greeting the person, because we greet these billionaires, like we're
Right.
shoulder to shoulder with the billionaires, the boat owners, and their friends, and so you get that fine service,
You're right.
elegance from super yacht.
And again, you probably wouldn't have to do a pre-boat show meeting with anybody that came from a yacht. They'd be like, I got it. And they'd probably
Yeah.
school everybody at my
Yeah.
company like, that's not how you should be.
And organization skills is their like
Right. But it's
done.
a level of detail too,
Yes.
like you're saying,
Yeah.
that the high-end consumer, the high-end
Yeah.
customer, that doesn't, and it's funny because I know I have, friends that used to work on boats and they still have their squeegee in their shower. Like there's no way that they wouldn't be squeegeeing things at home. And so that carries over, and
You don't
that level of
squeegee your
detail.
shower?
I do now. Absolutely. But I think that level of detail, nobody's going to come off a yacht and then go into an office and have like the disaster desk. I just don't see that. It would be like everything has to be order, but I just wish we could draw more of that in.
I think that when Liz said, I think she hit it, is what the transferable skills. They're so
There's so
transferable.
many.
It's just getting this group to understand that it's so easy to take it over here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have the skills. You just need to transfer them. They're already built. They're already there.
Well, like I said, Lori, I think we need to add this as another chapter.
But I
I
want to
do.
say this: they make a
I love
lot
that.
of mad cash
Yeah.
at sea. They make a lot of mad cash because they sacrifice a lot. So I think when they come back here, it's hard because the cash isn't there.
Right.
It's a very different salary structure.
Sure.
And the people who come ashore, they go, oh man,
I'm going to take a pay cut.
yeah. Whoa, they got to buy everything now. They
Yeah.
got to buy
Oh,
all
yeah.
their paper towels and their toilet paper. They
You're
got to
right.
start buying that.
Toothpaste.
You're right.
We're not used to that. I wasn't used to that. I had to do my own
You know,
laundry.
that's such a unique perspective. You're right. I
Yes.
didn't think about any of that. As much as you're dedicating your life to the yacht does take care of you.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden you have these expenses that you didn't have. Liz?
So they got to pay them more.
Okay, we got to pay. Yeah, but you
Gotta
know what?
pay
If
'em
you
more.
have those high skilled and create incentives to
Yeah.
make more money. I'm all about that.
Yeah,
That you
absolutely.
can incentivize somebody, and it doesn't have to be sales or commission or brokerage. It could be, you know what? I need you to get me 50 more leads on something. I mean, there's all sorts of ways, and companies need to be creative if they want to evolve and attract these wonderful sets of future employees, I think. Okay.
There's multifaceted ways to go in, but this conversation has been starting. It's been ramping up,
Oh,
and I
good.
think there's an opportunity for Captain Sandy's Charities to really be at the forefront of organizing everybody and talking more about the shoreside career transition, because
And that's the
We need to
YouTube
do
channel
that.
Beyond the Docks.
Okay.
It could
Okay.
be beyond the water.
yeah,
What was the YouTube channel?
yeah.
Beyond the Docks.
Beyond the Docks. Okay. And so what is that? Talk to me about that.
Yeah,
what are you
so
doing?
Beyond the Docks is a series, both long and short form videos
Okay.
that talk about different careers in the industry, and it's quite similar to what Marine Industry Association does with Salty Jobs. And the idea is to showcase what these jobs are. And so what we can do is
That's
we can
phenomenal.
show the skills and what people need, what opportunities there are, and the variety of careers, right? And so the idea is absolutely that, is to open up the world and
Open their eyes.
I love it. I think that's an opportunity. And
Awareness
if
and
you need a
visibility.
company to partner with or to do something from the dock to a company, we could maybe do something.
absolutely. No, you guys are for sure on our list.
Okay, good.
We just checked you. We just
Right, we
checked you
just
right
check-
off.
wow, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
checked you
We
right off.
checked the boxes.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing that's also passionate, that I'm passionate about is legislative activities, and I know we did talk a little bit,
Yeah.
but are there any goals that you have? Is there anything that is an impedance or a regulatory that you'd like to
Absolutely.
work on? Tell me.
1,000%.
All right.
I want to be able to charter
Okay.
in the United States.
Okay.
And you always can't have American crew because a lot of Americans,
Are litigious.
they do not want to do it, right? It's very different. It's interesting. In my entire career, I've had very few
And why do you think
American-
that is?
I don't know.
Do you think it's just culture? I think personally, my parents lied to me. And I'm going to say that, lied. I never knew that crew was an opportunity, was an option. I never knew it. And if my parents
You're exactly where they meant for you to be.
Right.
But I would have loved that opportunity and I would have run after it. But you're right. I don't know a single person that I born and raised down here that I know that grew up to become crew.
And I just want to talk about the TV show for a minute, because Below Deck as a franchise, yes, everybody hated it in the beginning. Sure, they do highlight some of the stuff the nonsense that does happen on yachts as a reality. Does it go to that level? No, it's a little more
TV.
However, the reality is it brings eyeballs
It does.
to our industry.
And I agree.
People's charter, people are buying boats, people are visiting locations. I would love to see one of those shows here in the U.S., but we can't
I
do
agree.
it. You know why?
Because
We can't have foreign crew. And you want a multinational crew
okay.
because people like that. You have
So
some
what do we do?
What do we do? I don't know. We changed that law. Like,
But
why
is it
can't-
a Jones Act issue?
It's a Jones Act.
It's a Jones Act? Well, we changed the Longshore Act,
was
so
Yeah.
let's do the Jones Act.
Let's
That's
do
next.
Jones Act. We're not going to go steal jobs. Like, no one's stealing.
No, we're gonna
anybody's
create
jobs.
them.
We're going to create them.
We're going to create them. We're going to create more opportunities. And you know what? I have a feeling that there are owners that would be more than willing to
Yes.
flag U.S., but they know they can't because they won't have the crew opportunities.
Right.
So maybe we would have more boats flagged U.S., which would be more money to the economy. So we would be adding to it.
Yes,
We've
and it's
already
a-
written the position
Well, that's
paper.
something that we're working on.
And it's
so
a
I'll just leave
great
it at that.
charter destination.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so people love the Bahamas, but the U.S. East Coast is phenomenal. And I keep telling the show that, and they're like, well, we can't. We'd love to, but we can't.
Wow. Well, would the show support the legislative effort?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean,
Well, we got to put that out there. But in all seriousness, it does take somebody. I mean, the reality is it doesn't take money necessarily to support a legislative effort, but it does take a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of meetings. And
Support.
as you've gone to the ABC, which we'll get into, it does take, and time is money. So everybody has to take time away from their jobs. But I think that's very important, and I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
great idea. Okay.
it was a law written so many years ago.
It was.
It's very ancient.
Yes. Well, and I'll give you a brief, and Lori's going to roll her eyes, but at least you know I won't be asking you questions during this time. But you say that, but so you have the Jones Act that was written, and that is the foundation of our maritime industry, and it was written a very long time ago. But this small trade association took on the next big, huge bill that was written a long time ago, which was the Longshore and Harbor Workers Compensation Act, which is a mouthful. But basically what it was doing, it's the foundation of workers' comp. So you have state comp if somebody, works on the state, and you have Jones Act, and it was what was in the middle. And our industry was getting caught up in this commercial longshoreman's provision that at one point when the association started this, they would basically take my company's workers' comp and multiply it times 3.14. And then all of a sudden we're paying, hundreds of thousands of dollars to insure workers, and what was happening is workers were going without coverage. And this small trade association and Florida legislators did it.
With Christy at the helm, by the way.
I'll be happy to help be at the helm on this, because I do think that that having foreign crew, but having more U.S. flag boats and being able to have more charters in the United States and going up and down the East Coast where these boats will be able to get their services, their provisions, is so important.
It is.
So I'm
Yeah.
in.
That
I'm
trickle
excited
down
about
effect.
this. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Huge.
This is 2026.
Okay. This is good. Well, we're
Keep
almost.
my
Well,
march.
now you're
Well, we got to
committed.
have the government open,
Yeah, we
in
need
order
that.
to do this. But
Hopefully it will.
Well, but you know what? We have a
Yeah.
congressperson coming tomorrow, and I will absolutely be happy to bring it up and talk about it. And I think it's just one of those things that will take time. It will likely take years of education, but I guarantee you won't find a representative that's against it once we educate and they
Yeah.
understand the industry.
Yeah.
I've never met a legislator that doesn't support our industry. Doesn't matter the party. It doesn't matter when you explain what we're trying to accomplish and the economic impact and how it affects families and kids and everything. Legislators are very supportive.
I agree, 100%.
Okay, so if we could do the show and it went up and down the East Coast, where would you want it to be?
Well, I love.
Now that you've thought about
Okay,
it.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
totally.
so,
All right.
Obviously South Florida, but let's head north, okay?
I agree.
Let's pick up in New York City.
Oh,
Let's head down
that's
Long
pretty
Island
cool.
Sound through the East River.
Nothing more American than
Yes.
Statue of Liberty.
Let's
and, yeah.
pop into the Hamptons,
Okay.
check out Sag Harbor,
Sure.
Montauk, head over to Block Island,
Okay.
shoot over to Newport,
Okay.
head over to Martha's
I
Vineyard,
was going to say,
Nantucket.
okay.
Let's head back up, go through the canal, head up to Boston,
There you go.
on up to Maine.
Have you
Wow.
thought about this before? It sounds very thought out.
Yeah.
On a boat or
I was like, she's got the itinerary. Yeah.
I think that sounds perfect.
yeah.
I think it sounds amazing.
And all along the way, every one of those cities will benefit from it.
Absolutely. We're going to buy fuel. We're going to buy provisions. We're going to use your services. We're going to use mechanics. We're going to use plumbers because we always have issues,
Always.
right? We're going to need some good electricians.
Oh, absolutely.
Electronic
We'll be happy
stuff.
to help.
like-
Yeah, there's always the
It's a
more a
boat.
boat's used, the more a boat needs something.
Yeah.
And isn't it I feel like the statistic might be off. It was 10% of the boat's cost for annual maintenance. I feel like it's up to like maybe
I missed
15.
a body of water.
Oh.
So we're going to also.
We're back on this itinerary.
we're gonna,
Okay, good. Awesome.
Maybe we start South Florida. We head up, pop into the Carolinas, Charleston, head up the Intercoastal, come back out, head into the Chesapeake Bay, Maryland.
See the crabs swimming in
the
Chesapeake.
C&D
This-
Canal,
this sounds like a
down
long
the Delaware
charter.
Bay, through Cape May,
You know,
up to New Jersey,
and wouldn't it be
New
great
York.
to do this on our country's 250th anniversary? Let's just
great.
get this done
Absolutely.
next year.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be
I
incredible.
mean, we're talking about bringing back American shipbuilding.
Yeah.
Let's bring back American chartering. Let's bring back,
And do it in some of the most Americana places.
absolutely.
I love Charleston, because that's
Oh,
where
yeah,
the
that's
Civil War
another good
began,
one, of
right? So
course.
you go, okay, that's Fort Sumter, like boom, they made their first shot. But every time people ask me where they should visit when they come to the U.S., I go start in Charleston.
Nice.
Because it's the charm
You're
of
right.
America. It is so charming.
There is some Southern charm to that.
Totally. Good plug.
Just saying.
Yes. And then you work your way up through the Carolinas, which is epic. And they used to have a place called Belhaven.
Okay.
You remember that? I don't know if
I
you
do.
ever
It
gone-
sounds like
Belhaven, North Carolina. And that mansion, and they would cook you a southern meal.
Oh,
you would
wow.
stop and dock, and you'd have this meal, then you would head on up and hit Coin Jock and all
Say
these
Coin
other
Oh
places.
my gosh, and Coin Jack for sure.
Yes, and there's just such great towns and history that you learn in America as you proceed. Just like I have through the Mediterranean, like as a captain, I learned so much history.
I can
because
only imagine.
It is fascinating, but America has history.
We do.
And it's
We do.
really cool. And these people have pride. The further, in the south, and then you head north, and you see the transformation just in the foliage and everything that you're doing. And then you head through Norfolk, Virginia, and you see the
Yes.
graveyard of these
Of
military
the military,
ships.
yes.
It is
And you go through these
fascinating.
great bridges, the Great Bridge
Yes.
and the locks and all of these things where you can see, because we have a bridge issue here, but you can see that there was a
They're lift
compromise.
bridges.
It just goes up.
Yes,
Imagine that.
it's pretty
The
cool.
whole
Actually
road
went
goes up.
over.
The whole road, yeah.
It is. It's actually, and I've taken pictures of it. I've brought it back to
Yeah.
the marine industries to say, like, these are the types of bridges. Other people have thought about it. It can happen. Oh, I like this concept. I really
Yeah.
do. I think we've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
pretty
heard
cool.
it here.
You might
I
wanna
know
write it
people
down.
would charter here, like they charter in the Med.
So
You
maybe
know
we need to get people to sign up for charters so we could show them the economic
yeah,
impact.
but
Would you?
the problem is we need the U.S. flagged
You're
vessels
right.
to be able to have foreign crew on board because you can't just. We don't have a lot of Americans that want to work in
The labor
in that-
pool.
Not in that way, and I'm not sure why. In my entire career as a captain, I've had very few Americans, and not because I was anti-American.
Sure.
I'm an American, right? So it's crazy. The majority of my crew all the time were South
Right.
African, British, New Zealand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Maybe
you
if
know.
you build it, they will come.
Say that
If you
again.
build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come.
Make
Wow.
sure it happens.
I just think
Make it
we can
happen.
change the minds of them, but it's nice having a multinational. You know why? Because it's culture. They're going to learn different languages and they're going to learn about a different culture instead of just one. And which is so great is other focus. Like you hear about these people and their stories as they go through life. It's fascinating.
I
And then
agree.
I learned so much from my crew. I'll tell you this. I pulled in Antibes. I watched my Australian crew member who was probably in his early 20s walk off the passerelle to this big party that was happening in Antibes on the IYC, which is just all the super yachts.
Okay.
He goes, "Hey, my name's Rob. I just came off motor yacht Pure Bliss." He stuck his hand out, and I went, "That's all it takes."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I learned from him. I put him in my book. I go out now and say, "Hey, man, my
Hi, I'm
name's Sandy." I
Sandy.
was a very young captain, and I was like, "That's all it takes." Hey, my name's Sandy. I'm on motor yacht Tuscan Sun or whatever boat, And that.
But you know
opens
what?
the
That's
door.
also lobbying.
And it's socializing.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
It is socializing. And I think a lot more people would learn about our industry because here's what I'll tell you. What's also missing, let's say from here to Maine, what's missing up and down the East Coast?
boats,
Boats, but also
chartering.
and yards to be able to
And
accommodate
yards.
the big boats. And a
Yeah.
lot of the reason that those yards are no longer there or out of business. And again, we
There's
have
no
wonderful companies that are filling that gap, but there could be more. Those are other business opportunities, and we're trying to bring back American shipbuilding. They need to have boats
Because
to
all
work
the
on
boats are
them.
going to where they can charter and they can have crew on board. So
Which
they're
is
in the Med.
on the other side.
Or they're in the Caribbean.
Correct.
You know, the summers in the Med, they're going there because they can't charter on this coast because they can't have foreign crew.
And I'm going to tell you that will affect South Florida and the economic
One
impact
more
too.
issue.
Yeah, let's go. Oh,
Remember how
all
you
right,
have,
we got
okay,
another
so
one.
you have the coast-wide endorsement. So if the
Okay.
hull isn't laid, the keel
Yep.
isn't laid in America, you have to get the MARAD waiver and the coast-wide endorsement. Why? Some boats are built in Europe. Owners buy them because they love Italian. That's fine. I have a boss that just bought a 130, old boss. He loves Italian. It's not as he doesn't love building in America. If they built that style of boat in America,
Sure.
he'd probably buy it. But he should be able to charter in America, even if the keel was laid in Italy without a coastwide endorsement and a MARAD waiver, which takes a long time to get.
A lot of time and a lot of money and
Yes.
unnecessarily spent when it could be spent inside the industry.
And if we get more shipyards, more owners are going to start building in America, and some people just like Italian boats. What
And
is wrong with that?
There's got to be some sort of, I'm sure there's going to be a compromise that says, and I'm just throwing this out there, but we might want to be prepared. What could we do on this, Liz, if they said, okay, you can have foreign crew, but no more than 40% of the boat can be foreign crew. Could you deal
Fine.
with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a number you guys
Deal
can deal
with
with?
that.
What's that number?
I mean,
50-50?
50-50.
50-50 is good. Well, we start with 70-30 and we get down to 50-50.
Yeah.
Sorry, giving it all away, but
Yeah.
but I think
50-50
it's like
is
going
good.
back to Lori. they will-
50-50 is good. That's
70-30
fair.
will be hard.
No, I know, I agree, but
If
I'm saying
if
what
have
they may
70%
ask.
American, because that's right now, that's a filming thing in France, and that's why we can't film there, is because we have to hire so many French.
Well, so now we don't want to become a country like that.
No.
Why should we?
So now
why
they're
should
not-
we impede
We're not
businesses?
filming in France because of that. So
Wow.
we want to be able to still have the business, right?
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, you don't wanna
50-50.
tie yourself.
50-50. I think 50-50 is fair. We're not giving it up. We're not giving. Okay. And what would that look like? Would that?
I mean, it goes back to, you build it, they will come. I think it also goes back to, you not knowing as a, young adult that crew was an opportunity.
I
I,
know.
didn't know that until I moved to Lauderdale, even though I grew up in the maritime industry in the Midwest. And I got here and I saw these boats and I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
And so I think more opportunities, they will come. We will get
Yes, for
get
our
more
curriculum. So it's going to teach the
Yep.
American kids, hey, these are fun jobs. And by the way, you don't have to go to Europe. You
Right.
can actually
You can-
stay on your coast
can-
if you don't want to adventure across the Atlantic.
So what about a solution that we give it like a sunset of, let's say, 10 years, and that at 10 years it can be looked at, and if we did our job, the curriculum will be up. There's more voting, there's more, and maybe more Americans
American
are
crew.
in,
Yes.
and if not, we can renew it. But
Yeah.
but there could be a deadline that because if we fulfill what we're trying to do, look, I've already joined the party.
Oh,
Is there-
sponsored by
okay.
Wards.
Is there a meeting? Is there a meeting I got to go to?
Yes,
but
sponsored
I'm
by
saying
Wards
that
Marine.
I feel like that happens all the time, that we're going to say, look, see a need, fill a need. We can sunset it. So our goal is to create American crew. But how do we create American crew? You have to be able to let them see the boats, grow up around the boats. You have to take a generation.
Or even in middle America, let's just talk. The curriculum's going to show them, right?
Correct.
The curriculum in these public schools is going to teach these kids, these are cool jobs. They learn to
Okay.
tie knots. They learn all the cool stuff.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And then they go, wow, all I got to do is pop on the West Coast or the East Coast.
Pick a coast.
Or the
Yes.
Mississippi River or the
Or
Great
Missi-
Lakes.
yes.
I mean, we're a country of
First step is awareness. That's
That's it.
literally the first step.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got bodies of water all over. We have the Mississippi River. We're so fortunate to have that in our country. A big in the middle, just goes up and down, and we have so many mariners that work on the river.
I agree. Okay, so we know our limitations, so we're going to get this, that we can have foreign crew on American flag vessels. We're willing to go 50-50 on the boat. It can sunshine after 10. What is a good, what is the long-term goal for the education? Because I think that's what we have to say is, if this is successful, do we start middle schools?
We
Or
start-
elementary?
Oh, we already started. So we started in middle school.
Middle
we're in high
schools.
school. Now we're going in elementary.
Elementary
And then we
schools,
want to get into
2026.
colleges.
And then
So
colleges,
elementary school, though, if we start is 12 years to get out. So we need to make it 12 years. So we're going to start a generation. So we have it sunset it in 12 years so that our first kindergarten class can get out of
Yeah.
high school. They've had all of this education, and then therefore they would choose this as a career, and therefore we would have enough. Because if you do it any sooner, you didn't have enough time to build this generation of people that are going to be the possible future crew. And in the meantime,
And you need to hit them young.
and you hit them young. So I think we sunsetted at 12 years. So we have a whole generation of schooling that we have, and at the end of 12 years, let the industry be what it be. And if not, if we
Which
still
is-
can't make the 50-50, we still keep the provision.
Yes. And by the way, and the reason we need the money is so we can go across the nation.
I
Because right
agree.
now we're only in the
Right
state
now we're
of
in Florida.
Florida. So we just need, because state of Florida funded this, we can't use that money to fund,
Outside of
Nationwide.
Right.
Yeah, so we just need that just to take it across the nation.
Okay. I agree. I mean, we do
Yeah.
need some funding.
Yes, and there's funding there for our industry. And we're going to do something really great. And I love what you just said. Let's start them in
Yes.
grade school. And in
I-
12 years, you have formed a generation of mariners.
We have and leadership, and that
Yes.
is that follows
Yes.
your vision of
Yeah.
exactly what you're trying to do. But it also creates the reality of the situation. We're not going to change this in 2
Yes.
years. And so why
That's
set
right.
ourselves up?
Right.
Let's have it be that this provision
Yes.
will last for 12 years.
Yeah.
And if we do our job in the end, I hope there's just multiple people fighting over these jobs.
Part of that curriculum is sustainability, right? So these kids are learning how to be sustainable, which we were never really taught that. Although my grandmother did say, recycle, recycle. It's so interesting. I swear, she would always tell me that.
My grandmother said that I forget how she exactly worded it, but it was like when you go to give away a shirt, you should cut off the buttons because like you need to
you
save
want
your,
to save
you have to
those.
save your buttons. You have to save everything. Like if you're so wantful to just throw away a shirt that has a button on it, then you just, you just must.
problem is
So it
most-
was
most
always
people
like,
can't even
you must
sew
have
them
enough
on now.
buttons.
Are we the ones that got it wrong?
I don't,
They were right.
they were right. I
They
don't
were
know what
right.
happened. Yeah, I probably.
I don't know, lost. We are the generation gap.
We are. I know.
Yeah.
I blame the boomers. They're the ones that messed it all up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We're bringing it back.
We're trying.
Okay. All right. We're gonna bring it back. Okay. So we've got it. So any other legislative? I mean, I think we got a full plate on that
No,
one.
I think we have a good assignment.
It's a call to action. Now we need the action.
No, I agree. And I'm really excited about this. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to be a part of it. But I do think that this is why I respect you and the passion, and that we can really build something that we can really get. And this matters to our industry, especially when we're competing. Not to go on a diatribe, but when you see American boat building, especially on the yacht side, on the sport fish side, I think American boat building is at peak and doing extraordinarily well, which shows that the formula works.
Yeah.
But on the yacht side,
Yeah.
our boat building, we need to bring that back, and we need to make sure that we're supporting our American boat builders, and supporting those boat builders is having U.S. flag, then being able to have those boats that were made here go up and down the East Coast and have foreign crew on them.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes, give them 12 years. We're going to educate them, and we're going to move it
Yeah.
forward. Wow.
Well, I want to personally say thank you because you know that you've been a little bit of a rock since I've been in the industry, which
Oh.
I knew nothing about. So thank you for your leadership.
Oh, you know what? I just think part of being on a family business, I was always taught, definitely by my grandfather and my give back. You have to be a part of it. If you want to be a part of something, and you want to see something last, you better be in there, rolling up your sleeves, making sure that you're doing your part to see it there. Because nothing's more frustrating when people say, "Oh, well, this isn't going well." Well, what are you doing about it?
right.
Yeah.
What are you doing to get involved? Join an association. The promo for this is talking about how our industry has gone through, like my company's gone through 14 administrations for 75 years, and the luxury tax, we all survived that. 9/11, we all survived that. The credit collapse.
2008.
Our industry is still going strong, doing well, and we're coming up with new ways. We just need to keep the next generation in it, and I think this industry is a huge success story.
I just want to clarify because I don't want any haters out there because I talked about the foreign keel, and I want to talk about this.
Yeah,
'cause my old
let's go
boss-
into it more.
My old boss just built a Mangusto 130. He can't flag it U.S. because he wants to charter it, and he has foreign crew. He would flag it U.S. and keep it in the U.S. and charter the coast if he could. All I'm going to say is if we get the American shipbuilding back, build beautiful boats, build great boats, and be the
Agreed.
competitor to the Italian boats. And that's how you keep the owners here if you want to. But the reality is some Europeans are going to buy American boats if they're really great boats, right?
Agreed.
And they're going to want to charter them in the Med. So don't penalize the people who like style and who like a certain speed of their vessel by making them, because it's a foreign keel, that they have to come over and jump through all these loopholes, which he can't. So it's flagged a different flag, and it can't be U.S. flag because he wants to charter it with foreign crew. And American crew. It does have American crew as well.
No, I agree, and I think that we are looking at it from our yachting perspective, and we do recognize that some of these boats are registered commercial, and then they have to surrender documents to be able to have a cruising permit in the U.S., so on and so forth. But looking at it, if I'm a commercial shipbuilder, I'm building a tanker, I would be worried that I don't want my competitor to hire foreign crew and put me out. So
Exactly.
we do have to understand, and I think we should sit down with some of the commercial shipping companies and say, what are your fears and how can we alleviate that? That is not what we're trying to do. We are really trying to keep this as it applies to yachting, not necessarily.
I mean, it's my very small scope on commercial, but I've had an opportunity to learn a lot recently about the commercial side of the industry, and a lot of their fears and concerns are what we have here in the yachting industry. It's the crew, it's the foreign crew, it's the American crew, it's bringing in foreign crew because a vessel or a rig was commissioned that way, but then they have mandates of transferring it to American crew if it's a American business
Right.
or American flag rig or vessel, and so it's a lot of the same. So I think there's a lot of synergy between the commercial and the
So
yachting
you're saying
industry.
that you feel that they would be willing to
Yes.
join?
Yes.
Oh, that
And they
that
are,
makes things
and
easier.
it's the same issues with the bodies and the individuals to work on the boats and in the industry and on the rigs and all of that. Like they're having the same crewing issues the yachting
Wow.
industry is having.
So I'm laughing not because
Not because you're happy they're having
no,
issues.
but I'm laughing because in working on this Longshore Act, people would be like, oh God, here comes the girl from Florida because Longshore is a federal act. And I'm laughing because there's so many members that are still there that I can't wait to go, well, you thought the Longshore was an issue. Now we're taking on Jones Act. They're going to be like, oh my God. But you know what? They are antiquated,
They
old laws that just need to be updated
Yep.
for the way the world works. And the world is a much smaller place now.
Yes.
The fact that we can all connect the way we did,
And like you said, from grade school in the 12 years, they will be working on your vessels because they will have the education through the public school system
Yes.
provided for free.
Yep.
To teach them that there are these roles in yachting or in Wards Marine Electric or another company.
Right. But in those 12 years, if we don't do something, we're going to see further deterioration
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
American shipbuilding, further deterioration of the infrastructure, because people aren't going to, if I've got waterfront property and I can't lease it to a marina that's going to be supporting
Yeah.
vessels that can pay those property, guess
gonna
what's
be
going to
something
happen?
else.
It's going to become something else. And so if the real estate market was going through the same thing and people could take their buildings and move them back and forth, nobody would go, oh, you can only have Americans working in your building here, or only have, nobody would do that. But just because the boat moves back and forth doesn't mean that we should be penalized any differently.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a little bit of a long haul, but you know what? Knowing our country's anniversary, knowing it's the president's, one of his priorities to bring back American shipbuilding, that we need to let them know that that's going to be a long time process. And in 12 years, you maybe will have a generation of American crew, but in the meantime, you're going to need the boats to be able to bring
Yeah.
that back. So I think we should just send this podcast in an email and just let them know how we want it done.
I love you.
Okay, so when
rock
this
star,
gets
I
done,
swear.
when this gets done,
I'm
where are
coming
we
back for
signing
this.
it? Oh, I love it. You
I
promise?
totally am back
Promise?
in.
All right, good. So when we are successful, where are we doing the signing? On what boat? You got to think about that now.
yeah.
That's Sandy.
In Charleston.
I think that we have time. We have time to figure that out.
No, but you gotta you gotta look at the end where you want to get
All right.
to.
So,
So
what do you suggest?
I don't know if we want to start in New York. You know what? We're gonna put it in the state of the legislator that brings it over the line.
There we go.
And we'll launch it there on
Yes.
in the country's 250th anniversary.
Excellent.
There we go.
Great
So
idea.
make them
Yes.
fight for it.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
We'll just show up.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
thank
awesome.
you guys.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank
such
you
a
for having
wonderful
us.
day. Thank you. It
Thank
was such
you.
a pleasure talking about this. We've got a job to do. Got to
Yeah.
get license tags. We need 1,500,
Yes.
and we need it done today. So
Yes.
Yes.
thank you, everybody,
Yeah.
and thank you. Hope you have a
Thank
great
you.
show.
Yeah,
Thank you.